Beautiful. So hello and good morning. It is January the 4th already of 2024. Athena and I are here today with you to help us all just to feel in, to reconnect in with our divine, individual, unique channels that we all are, so that we can receive any support and guidance coming into this year and throughout the year. And it may be, I invite you that sometimes thinking a whole year and asking questions for a whole year can feel really overwhelming. Maybe it's the first month, maybe it's the first quarter or the first half. So feel into that as you're opening up today to receive in that. So Athena, do you want to talk about how we're going to first start with the group?
Yeah, so first of all, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Athena Seye, and I am the holistic mystic, and I am a channel, an oracle for the Divine Mother and the Divine Feminine principles. I am a healer and currently in school for massage therapy, as well as my focus is shifting more and more as we're expanding. And as we are gathered here together, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're here in the Zoom container with us, our intention really is to become clear, really gain clarity to where we are right now and where do we want to go. I know that sometimes we can feel stuck or stagnant. And I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of the people that I've worked with last year, including myself during particular points in the year, there was this need for rest. There was this need to really go within. There was this need to just slow down and tune in. And there is still that part where we have to honor that cycle of being able to slow down, go inward. But also, I feel like there's this expansion energy, and we need to get clear on what it is that we want to birth this year. So I feel like if we can all maybe close our eyes down and just place one hand on the heart if you're able, or one hand on the belly if that feels good, and just take some nice deep breaths in this moment and presence yourself. Come into your heart, come into your body, come into this moment that we are creating this beautiful energetic field together with the intention of creation and love and wisdom. And as you're feeling in to the body and into the breath, just notice any areas that may feel a little sticky or may need a little extra love or care. And just honor those places. Honor those spaces. Be present. Offering yourself that love and that connection, that tenderness. And I want you to visualize this beautiful golden light filling those spaces. Allowing that golden frequency of divinity to flow through you. Opening up your awareness, opening up your heart. Just connecting into this energy. And as you settle in your heart, ask yourself, what is it that you need clarity on? Maybe you'd like to write that down for a question for us. Or maybe you'll even receive the answer in this moment. What is it that you need to turn your focus towards? What does this year have in store for you? And then from this space, we call upon Mother, Father, God, Source. We call upon the divine. We call upon and evoke all of our true, authentic selves, our higher selves, our monad structures. We call upon the archangels, ascended masters, spiritual guides, teachers, and healers. We call upon those who are here as protectors, guardians, and guides who come in love, who come in light, who come in grace and wisdom, who offer us strength and connection and courage to walk this human angelic life. Bring them into this space as we are all opening up our channel. We're opening up our oracular ability to receive messages, whether that be through our senses or direct knowing. Feel the energy field as we are creating it in this now moment. I'm thanking them for being here with us. Oh, I have to address the dragons are also here. So we invite the beautiful dragons who are in love, light, and wisdom to enter into this space, as well as the fae, as the ancient ones, the shining ones, even our future selves. Inviting them into this space for whatever connections that need to be made today. Just really anchoring that into your heart, and then visualize yourself now anchoring all of that energy into the crystalline core of Gaia. Gaia, Sophia, Aurora. She comes by many names, but it is this beautiful blue pearl planet that we dwell upon, that we co-create with. Ground that energy into her heart. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes and come back to this moment. And this would be a great time to write down any of those questions or anything that's coming up for you. If there's something that's feeling sticky within your body, if there's something that's going on in relationships or in business or in health, go ahead and take a moment to write that down. And then Roberta, I'll pass it over to you.
Beautiful. Thank you for that opening for us, Athena. You know, a very clear question that's so easy and sometimes we overlook is, what is my first step? What is my first step of this beautiful new year that we're in? And so whether you can write that down if you're able to, wherever you are, whether you're here live or with us on this call, if you can write it down, that's beautiful. If you can hold it in your heart as a guiding question, what is my first step? And then maybe it's, what's my next step? Because sometimes things can feel so big and so much info coming in, right? So much information. And we are receiving in so many beautiful ways. So Athena and I, as we leaned into this and said, okay, we want to do something at the start of the year. And we said, let's do some channeling. We both have our similar styles and unique styles of channeling in different ways. And we wanted to invite you guys in to open up that within you, because we know how important this is. As we become more sovereign, powerful, and wise within ourselves, we have the ability for everything we need. We have the free connection for the support and the guidance, whether it's our business, our health, our wellness, our abundance, and what we need in so many ways, our relationships, it's there. And I invite you also to, if you don't have a sacred practice, this little moments of this, just tuning in, it's going to help you so much as you move through your life, through this year and the years ahead. So thank you all that have had the chance to be here with us right now and be live. Hello, I love seeing people, love it. We are going to do this call within our hour here because I know I had a couple of people say, "How long's this call?" We're doing this in an hour, and I think the first beautiful way is, Athena, what kind of would you like to go with kind of the messages that you're getting? Because I would like to do some just downloading of some of the messages that have been coming in for this year ahead when I was calling in. And I definitely last night, as I was prepping a bit for today, I could feel dragons. I could feel the animals coming in, the fae. They're really present. They're getting more and more present with us. And also our Galactic Council, our guides just really stepping in. And I could feel that even as Athena was guiding us all in, and I hope you guys did too. Maybe not if you could feel the container, you could feel a frequency of stepping in. Anybody could feel your guides or support, whether you know them or you don't. You're like, I could feel a little energy stepping in. So for you that are here, also take another step in energetically, visualizing yourself stepping into this space sometimes helps us, right? To be in the container even more. So Athena, do you feel like going and just chilling in whatever way is coming through for you? And then I'll have some messages. And then I want us to individually get some messages and support for the
Yeah.
year.
Yes, I love that. So, one of the ways that I channel is through sound. And so I use what we call, a lot of people call light language, but I call soul language. It's from my heart. And oftentimes when I speak this, it's a multidimensional code. And what it does is it opens each person up in their own unique way, whatever they need in the moment. So you may receive feelings or sensations in the body. You may get images or knowings, and really, it's just a beautiful way to clear and cleanse energy. But oftentimes, when I do that, I also then am transmuting and transmitting what needs to come forward for the group. So I'd like to start with a little bit of that just to kind of get things flowing, and then my channel will open and more will start to flow through. So again, if you'd like to, if it's comfortable, you can put your hands in your lap, palms facing up, maybe one hand on the heart. This is just a receiving kind of posture where you're opening up to this divine, beautiful wisdom and love. So I'm just going to take a breath here. Sriaku tua sichia salana hayaku. Snia sotoku aya lana koria sichia sonoto aya karia sono. Snia soto koria sichia sahaya ta hayato. Moria sichia sonoku aya ta lana dia sonoto. Snia koria sichia salahaya tikia ku ania karia ti oaya karia sichia sonoto. And so what I'm feeling in this moment is, including myself and others that are here, this tendency to hold on to old forms out of comfort and familiarity. And what I'm being guided to as I was tuning in today and in this moment is our ability to actually release, our ability to release these old structures, even these old foundations that once maybe kept us safe or served its purpose. But what I'm getting is 2024 and beyond, 2024, 2025 is really, it's a new foundation. We thought we built new foundations in 2020, 2021, but it's a whole nother level that's we're being invited to create. And in order to do that, we have to let go of these old conditions, these old thought patterns, these old habits that are no longer serving us. Sometimes that looks like relationships leaving. Sometimes that looks like the relationship with ourselves. Sometimes that looks like with the relationship and how we are with the earth, what we're offering to her, right? This can come in many different forms. And so it's this ability to surrender and trusting more and more in divinity that you are. trusting more and more in your innate wisdom, in your own soul, in your heart. Especially us as women, we really are the way shores. We are the visionaries right now in this world. We are stepping up into our feminine power more and more. And part of that wisdom is knowing who we are and what we need in every moment, and not getting stuck to what that need is, because it can change, just like our boundaries can change. And so it's a constant revisiting of ourselves, of what we need in the moment. How can we honor ourselves? How can we honor others? Right? And so this feels like it's a really powerful time that we're cultivating in January here. And we're like, we're going to be stepping into this new role as mother, as wife, as friend, as lover, as guide, as whatever it is, whatever hat that you are wearing. But we're going to be initiated this year into a whole nother level. And part of that is also connecting to the divinity that we are. No longer giving our power away to others per se, but understanding this is us. This is what we need. This is our power, right? And this is not in the past where it maybe has been taken advantage of, or maybe we abused it, right? We all fall into that victim and victimizer kind of, you know, uh, situations in our lifetimes. And so it's really powering ourselves up, knowing who the fuck we are, and acting from that place of integrity. And I feel like our guides are coming in to assist us with that. Again, no better or less than these guides. You know, these ascended masters, all these beautiful beings, many of us are here on this planet to remember our mastery, right? Again, this is not better or worse than anyone else. This is just who we are. And so trusting that, and trusting the messages that are coming forward. And our mind, our ego, it's here. Of course it is. We have to learn to work with it as our mind is running these loops and these patterns and these tracks. And we're like, oh my God, shut up. We also have to honor that part of us too. You know, I'm not one who wants to kill the ego. I'm not one that's trying to necessarily transcend out of the ego. But what I'm trying to do is embrace it. Embrace it so we can bring our heart and mind in harmony. And that's what I feel like this year is setting us up for. So we can really lead in a bigger way. We can guide in a better way. And that doesn't mean necessarily like you're on a podium. This could be, how are you leading your family? How are you leading yourself? How are you leading your health? Right? How are you taking action? Where are you using your discernment? All of this is coming in for us. And so by being grounded, by opening up our channel, by opening up and trusting ourselves, trusting this wisdom that is ours, that is the universe's, that we are all one and a part of, it opens us up to realize how our power and how our love and how our courage makes these shifts in the world that is so desperately needed. That's what I have right now.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I know as we all start giving and talking and sharing, I know myself, I'm like, there's a flow. You start stepping into it. And that's why we wanted to invite you guys to be here with us, because you can start to feel yourself being supported by us all here, and things start coming in more cleanly and clearly, as if sometimes by ourselves. So I could feel that coming in. So I love, how we all have unique ways, and we can shift through different ways of channeling and how that looks for us. And when I was sitting myself last night of just what, was to be brought for this call, a lot of for me and my channeling are lots of different ways, but one that's really prominent and has been for a few years, and they wanted me to talk to you guys about it. And I say them when I work with my divine channels, the council, the Galactic Federation, wherever I'm moving and going to, they're calling me forth and having a discussion. Sometimes they all individually step forth with a message, depending on where they're coming from and what's appropriate for this time and what is needed. And one of the things that are coming in is the importance of us to waken up to our own frequencies and codes and actually see and feel them and take the time to be with that, to open that part of ourselves up. There were so many codes frequency, geometric symbols, numbers. There's, languages that are dropping down, light codes, light itself that's coming in so many different ways for us. And it's been building these last few years. And so there's importance, they're saying, for us to be aware, to allow ourselves to open up that part, to be aware. And maybe this is the first time. They're like, some people, this is the first time. They're like, Roberta, some people don't know what you're talking about. It's that fresh and new. So in this moment, I would invite you, if you can close your eyes possibly in this moment and ask for that opening of your third eye, opening of that crown chakra, opening up of all your energetic fields, but opening up the energetic field that is around you. If you can feel and see your own frequency, what would that look like? What would it feel like? You each have your own unique ways of seeing, feeling, sensing, knowing these other frequencies other than our physical body or the physical things in front of us. So if you were to just expand out and say, I allow myself to feel the energetic space around me, above me, and below me, moving into that and just breathing and seeing what that feels, looks like, whatever way it comes to you. Just breathing and being in this for a moment. No judgment. Whatever is happening is perfectly happening. And then opening up to that higher channel, that higher portal above the crown, opening that up more as if you were literally either opening up like a vortex going up and above you, or opening a door, whatever, or blooming. That's a beautiful one. The opening and a blooming of a lotus, of a flower, of a rose. And that is you opening up your energetics, your frequency, your soul language. And if you right now say, show me, let me feel the divine codes and frequencies that are coming in for my highest good. Show me, help me experience this. I invite you to step in so I can feel and sense this flowing from above, from around, through and to me. So I'm going to let you sit in that for a moment as I talk about it, what I'm seeing and what they've been showing me. So there's many codes and lights and frequencies that are coming in. At times, depending on where we are in the month, the day, sometimes it's what's opening galactically. Sometimes it's like more Egyptian codes that are coming in. Sometimes more Gaia frequencies, arts codes that are coming in. Sometimes they're from other realms, and they know we are needing this. And these realms are essence and parts of ourselves before, and we are ready to remember and receive those essence, those parts, almost like a soul frequency retrieval is coming in for us more and more. And what was really showing to me, and I can see it now, is there's also this layer that looks like this line, but it's moving of frequency codes, and it's running laterally across and coming down through us. Almost if you were to watch on a stereo, the sounds, the peaks, the lows of frequency coming up and down from the different tones of a frequency of a song. It is a frequency that's coming down like a field right now, not only for us individually, like for everybody. There's new frequency codes coming through, surrounding all of us on this planet. There's new songs and harmonies, and these are helping us shift the denser codes, the old patterns. Sometimes the peaks are very high, and our system is taking time to alchemize. Sometimes they're so high, it's rattling within the earth, and we see the earth shake and move in things. We see with earthquakes and tsunamis and various things, there's a shifting. They're also talking about how we will see in 2024 more and more of the shifting and the change within our North and South Pole, as there's these new frequencies that are coming in all the time. And this is for the better. All of this trying to move us. The earth is moving. We are moving in so many ways. So just feel, if you can feel these highs, these lows, this maybe I'm hearing they're saying, what is the song frequency? The sound maybe. And can you hear that? Can you feel it? Can you see it? So allowing yourself just to note, what what you're experiencing, and then bring yourself more back in, your energy, your focus into this moment, into the space, into the center of you, into that beautiful divine crystalline core that we invited and brought ourselves into at the start of this call. And I just want to share some other messages that they've been talking about for 2024 in a collective global way. They were saying holding on to pain, holding on to old stories, it's just going to cause delays and limitations for us all. So those stories, those repeating patterns, those things our mind gets brought back to, our emotions get triggered back to, we need to heal them. We need to breathe into them. They need to be transmuted, because the more we keep repeating these stories, they're saying the stories, you guys are so much about the freaking stories. Almost as an identity, they're saying, like, the more we do that, we're not allowing ourselves to evolve. And they're like, you are ready to evolve so quickly, like lightning speed. We are all ready to evolve so quickly forward. But the more we hold on, the more there will be delays and more pain and limitations to things. So the invitation is just to be aware of that. Is that what I want? Is this what I'm choosing? Does this serve me anymore? It actually can be easy. Yes, there's always work to certain things, and there's lessons and stories within them, but it is us making personal choice. They're like, start making powerful personal choices for yourself. It is a year about that self-responsibility, soul integrity, the mastery. What does that feel like for you? They're also talking about, they literally said, a hurricane of events. They said blaring, burning, washing through the land and through the people. They're talking about the shifting and the changes of our seasons, and that we're already starting to see that. And that we have to be open. The more we hold on, even with shifting of seasons and what's happening around us, more we grab and keep on saying, but it should be this way. It used to be this way. We're not allowing ourselves to flow with the natural cycle of things, because there's always been times of cycles and flows, even with the environment, the land, the seasons. So allow yourself to feel into that, as there will be events that the land, Gaia, will really feel, and we will feel it in all the events that will come through it. Allow ourselves to be rebirthed, renewed, and to move with it. It is also a time of balance and justice. It is time this year of balancing the scales. There has been lots coming up these last few years, and they're saying this year, we collectively are learning what justice and the balance is for ourselves, but for all. and we're not allowing it to be overpowered or overruled. And here they're like, it's the people that bring back the power. We are the power. They're bringing back that choice. So there's a lot of those movements. This is the beginning of many layers and many stages we're on, and we're really going to start to feel it in a different way. I think we've been going, as Athena said, we would think we laid foundations, broke up shit in 2020, 2021. Well, now there is some deeper layering of things that are happening, but we have more power. They're like, we have more power over how we're doing it. Where before we needed to be swept up, almost energy and choices taken out a little bit, us feeling like we were having to rely on others or just laying back and seeing what's happening. Now we get to choose the landscape. Okay, we get to choose it. You get to choose it for your life. What does your landscape, what does your life, what are you planting? How does it want to feel? What are the frequencies that are moving through it? What are the frequencies moving through you for it? And then they were just talking to me, and I know this is going to speak to others. Like, you got to share it. It's not just for you, even though they were talking to me very particular about certain things. There are so many portals that are being opened more and more this year. Now, for those of you who are like, portals, what do you mean, Roberta? There are so many in sacred sites. That's one of the most easiest ways to say it. People usually hear about sacred sites, various places throughout the world, but there's more and more light actively. People are being called to do the work that is needed to help open up the portals, to reclaim medicine, to reclaim knowledge through there, but also like the heal, to awaken the land in the grids and open it up, not only in one space, but others. So as everything is coming online and we all do our own bit, they're saying your own bit can be as simple as going out in nature and just feeling the call of where you go, whether it's a tree, a lake, a stream, your backyard. There's this, they're saying as we all get more in touch with the breathing, living essence of this planet and what is not beneath our feet, around us, but also living with us in the seen and unseen worlds, the more we put some attention and love that we are one, it all helps with those portals being activated. But there's more and more light workers, grid workers, geomancers that are out there going, I am being called. So more and more, we will hear more and more talk of this, of things opening up that will support the frequency, the codes, the justice, the bounce for all of us. Yeah. So if you're someone that works with portals, with land, you feel that call, you feel the strong call to travel somewhere and you don't know why, so much support and guidance more than ever is present this year to start helping all of us to be able to do that. Instead of us being in the stress and the worry, how the heck would I do it? So there's more divine support for us and where we're being guided in our life and our mission, our journey forward. So Athena, what's coming
I
in you?
Well, I love that you said the portals because that's been opening up for me as well. I've always been one who tended with the earth. I'm really connected to her as a guardian and a steward for her. But it's also really important to remember, just like Roberta said, the simplicity of it. It can be very simple by us putting our hands on a tree. I walked this morning and I was just called to a particular tree. I sat there for 30 seconds, put my forehead on it, and just thanked it basically. And like that alone is opening up. Right. But then there's also some of us who are called to actually open up the stargates within our own body, whether that be through our heart or our womb space, hara for men, that we can actually open up these portals and we can really help. Something that I work with is I'm a medium, so I also work with those who have passed or those who may be stuck in limbo. So I have this ability to help others to transcend into the next layer of life, or beyond life, I should say. So this can actually, there's a lot that are stuck on the earth planes. And so we can also be called to open up these other areas within our own stargates and deliver messages with connection to the divine and really help these souls to move on to their next phase, because there are some that usually it's from trauma imprints. And if you're familiar with the grids or you're familiar with the Akashic records, like that's something that happens, like you tap into the Akashic imprint that's stored on that land, and all of a sudden next thing you're helping these souls to move on. And so that is also something that's being called out of a lot of us. So depending on where you're at, we're all at different levels, and there's no right or wrong. And it's not like necessarily like you're going to be in that one box, right? Like it's in the moment, do what feels good. Your heart is expanding, right? If there's fear, don't do it, right? But if there is this expansion, if there's this knowing, if there's this internal understanding as woman, right? As womb, and this is part of our purpose too, that we are those midwives of both the physical and the spiritual realms. And so that's something that some of you might be called to do as well.
And it's so important. I think more and more people are waking up to the fact that we can be walkers, right? The bridge to help and support those that are transiting, but also those that are in those limbos and spaces and help them. In my shamanic work, we call that psychopomp work. And we were hearing more of death doulas and things like that, people helping and support. But then there's the work in certain sacred sites and lands and those that hold and are there and are waiting for some support and healing. I'm actually seeing right now that at certain places, there is certain spirits that are they're anchored, holding gatekeepers of that land, of that portal, of that grid, yet they're waiting for us to so they can pass the baton. They're like, okay, like I've been standing here waiting like for thousands of years, kind of like, and they're waiting for us to help and to also alleviate some of that for them too. Like there's some that are just waiting for us. So thank you for that extra put in there, because I'm like, great. And see, this is how messages start coming in as we are having conversations. I've no doubt that some of you are getting certain things yourself. Something's dinging within you of what this feels like for yourself and what messages are coming around you. The one other message collectively that I heard, and probably be the last for me before we go in for you guys, is the importance of this year to clear, to cleanse, to detox the body and mind. Body and mind. That was very important. Like, what do you mean not all the other parts of us? They're like, there's a highlight about our physical body this year in the mind. And they both feel very 3D realm. And the reason I think the cleansing, detoxing, doing what you can is because we are getting so much higher frequencies running through us. And if they are banging into old thoughts and patterns and beliefs in our mind, but then old stagnant energy and things in our body that's weighing us down, blocking a bit of the info that's coming in, this is where we get a lot more, as I say, ascension symptoms, as we hear a lot coming in, whether it's our mind, the foggy brain. All of a sudden we shut completely off. We can't even function. We get super tired. Our body starts feeling various things. They're like, there needs to be, think of when we say cleanse, detox, they're saying, think of it as like just being gentle, almost starting to like cleanse in a way that they're showing me almost like a massage, like creating more space within the tissues and the cells, the fascia, like everything in the physical body, anything that needs to be cleansed gently through like our organs, our digestive system. They're saying it doesn't have to be like they're like, it doesn't have to be. They're saying, please don't actually do it the old way. That's harsh. Like, I got to go do this. I got to throw everything at myself to try to get things cleared out. They're actually saying do it in a gentle, loving way. But all it actually takes, and it actually is preferred within our systems, is gentle massaging and pulling out. So massage must be one way that it can help with our moving our bodies and stretching and even movement, gentle movement. We don't have to like run to the gym. They're saying it's like literally gentle stretching, listening to your body, how it wants to move in a different way. Put music on, move to it, do do your kitchen dancing. They're like, it is almost a daily gentleness they're talking about throughout this year. So what is something gentle that you can be incorporating in for your system, for listening to your mind and those heavier blocks? And how can you put some energy flowing through it more? Does that make sense? Can you guys feel a bit of a difference how we were taught the intensity of this? Yeah, okay. And they're saying there's so many nowadays, there's so many beautiful tinctures and food and teas and various things that are helping us even just do that on a regular basis. All right, so Athena, do you feel ready to just for us to all collectively kind of drop in as our group, and that we would love to hear in that from you first? I was thinking, Athena, is there anybody that has any messages that were coming through right now that they feel like they want to put in, that you want to share in? Was anything awakening within you as we have been chatting and channeling some guidance? Don't be shy. It's about stepping forward to being visible in 2024.
I'll just kind of put something out there. Um, just one thing that's always kind of followed me, and it kind of came down as a download. Just there's a movie out there called The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, but I've always found it to be kind of a powerful movie, and it was just something that I kind of just kind of came to me as you were talking about the openness and being open and moving and stepping into our own power. Because in the movie, to me, it's always been about stepping into the power. You have the power inside of you, and you just kind of have to take hold of it and grasp it and go with it. And so for me, that was just something that kind of came to me in the moment when you were talking about both of you talking about the different energies and the messages that you were getting this morning. So yeah, that's the only thing that kind of came to me. So I just thought I'd share that because I'm gonna step into that openness. So thank you for that, and thank you for this morning, because I actually have to kind of zip off. So thank you.
Thank you for joining us,
Thank
Kim.
you.
So Athena, do you want to guide them into a little channeling writing practice to receive some?
Yeah, absolutely. So if anyone else has any questions that are coming up that you would like guidance on, you can definitely type it in the chat box. Or what we can do is we'll go through just a short little guided visualization. So again, if you'd like, have your pen and paper next to you, and just start to once again tap into the breath, tap into the body. So becoming really present with yourself here, maybe closing the eyes down and just centering back in. We're still in this collective beautiful field that we've created, so the energies might be easier for you to tap in now. So just feeling into that question that's been on your heart or been on your mind. Sono korea si tia salana karia soto kwaia tia sinitia soto. Ania sonoto krealia sia sonoto ai kia poiata hiato hoiata. And I just want you to open up to your own authentic self, to your higher self. Imagine, sense, or feel that your heart is literally opening and birthing. And as that heart is opening, I want you just to tune into that question. and allow any sensations or images or feelings or knowings or words or sounds, allow them to drop in and write them down. And if you are just beginning this practice, it could literally be blue, haze, happy. The more you start to trust yourself and what you're receiving, the more it opens up over time. It takes practice and devotion. So, what is that question? And what is dropping in for you in this moment? And if more clarity is needed, ask. If you need to tweak the way you've asked the question, do so. Maybe you ask why, and instead now you ask what. What does this mean for you? How best can you move forward with this information? Why is it presenting itself now? Just take another moment here and write down anything that's coming forward for you. Do not be afraid of the answers that you receive. They are meant for you in this moment to strengthen you, to show you who you truly are. It's okay to have emotions. It's okay to allow them to be witnessed and cherished. You are all stronger than you think. Do not forget that. This year, I feel, is the year of the dragon, but it is the year of the female power. Believe it to be so. And I'll pass it to you, Roberta. Oh, I think you're muted.
Yes, I was. Thank you for that. And keep writing, whatever, be in this space for a bit. And I just wanted to pull a card for us. And one of the favorite decks I have lately, especially when we're moving through something, a gateway, a portal, is the Kyle Gray's Gateway of Light Activation Oracle deck, just in case you guys would like to know that. That's what it looks like. And the card that I pulled for us is just divinely perfect. It is the Soul Star Activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. And that remembering who you are, that is one of the questions I've been asking myself. I've been sharing with my clients and with communities. And who am I now? Who am I now? Soul star. You're like, what is that? Even in this picture, like there's a higher, see how that's almost like this beautiful star that's up within the quantum field, within the cosmos itself, coming up through the crown. A beautiful way that I love to support and teach people, and I do for myself, is that opening of that crown and saying, I am connecting to my soul star. And I move up, up, up until I feel the light of my soul star. And I sit and I embrace and I just be there, be present, and notice what is around me, who is around me, what doors and gateways, asking for support and guidance, and see who comes forth. You just being in your soul star. It's almost like being on this beautiful cloud, on this pedal, on, you know, this platform that you sit in this comfy cushion of yourself and be and open up to receive. And that receiving can be just, and the most important thing, from your higher self. You ever notice you catch yourself talking to yourself, answering the messages and questions you're asking? There's like almost something talking to you, and you're like, oh, it's actually my higher self. It's your higher soul self giving you, knowing what you need. So you're going into that purity, that place with intention. When we set out to do that work of really channeling, opening up, and being in that frequency code, we set the intention and we be. So spend time with your soul star, with your higher self, in that soul light, in the cosmos. Call in your star family. Call in the higher frequencies, the celestial beings that are wanting to talk with you, the angelic realm. Open yourself up and allow. And even if it's sitting and being there and just allowing the frequencies to move and come through into this beautiful divine physical body that we have, because we are about the mastery of the integration of our physical self with our cosmic self. And we are the bridge. And we got to remember that anchoring, the tethering, and being in the earthly realm with Gaia. We are the bridge through it all. So last little bit, soul star activation. What message, even looking at this card, is coming in? What message for you is it giving you? Is it offering? Fulfilling soul contracts. That is freaking powerful. Fulfilling soul contracts. Isn't that empowering? Wow, it's time. They're saying you're walking through this portal. This is your activation. This is our collective activation. I said, when I was calling this card forth, I said, for the people that are here on this call that will tap into this frequency, into this recording, what do we need to know? Fulfilling soul contracts and remembering who you are.
I love that so much. I really do. And it's Horus that's on there, which is the healed masculine that was birthed and had to fight the old king, and all this turmoil that he had to step into his power. And so it's kind of also a reminder of not only are we powerful in our feminine, but also our masculine, and raising that within ourselves, that divine union within ourselves, to really stand in our love, our courage, our strength, and our power. So I just think that's so beautiful. And before we go, because I know it is at 11, but I do want to just mention that Roberta and I are teaming up again for another amazing course. It is a 7-week course where we are going to be assisting you guys, giving practices, and opening up Q&A and all of this, like this, but in 7 weeks, right? Where we're going to be offering our services as channels to also help you to develop your own unique skill set as a channel, or as someone who wants to explore your spiritual side a little bit more, someone who wants to tap into those gifts in another way, someone who is ready to really find and trust in self and in the messages that you're getting. And so I did put in the Zoom link here in the chat. There is the link for that 7-week course. We start January 19th. And I will just put a reminder that the price on there is in Canadian dollars because Roberta is in Canada. So if you are in the United States, then make sure that you're doing that conversion. It is actually cheaper for the United States. It seems cheaper. But we really do. We invite you guys to join us. And if you benefited from this, just think of like what you can benefit out of 7 weeks together. We'll have weekly calls, and then we have 3 bonus Q&A calls. And we're going to be practicing. We're going to be working together. We're going to be looking at the places that we've been playing small. We're going to be looking about how we can grow. There might be some more soul retrieval. There would be activations. There's so much that's going to be in this. So it's also on both of our pages. We'll put that as well. So I just want to invite you, if that feels in alignment to you, if that feels like you're ready to step into this, like, let's do this together. Let's hold this space together. The 16th. Okay, sorry. Yes, thank you. So January 16th, let's step in this together and really cultivate this energetic healing field so we can make the shifts in our life, right?
And the other thing is, we love working with portals. I've been working with portals and seeing them since I was a kid. And that's part of my mission, of my soul purpose, is working, opening portals and gateways, and whatever is there to be taught and learned, and to share that out. So there is certain portals and gateways that we're going to help you guys open to connect with. We're going to be working with the goddesses realm, the fae, the dragons, angelic realm, nature spirits, animals, like various ones. I think we have a list probably of certain ones on the write-up, but we're doing a lot of different things. That's why we were like, we need to add some Friday calls for Q&A, but more practice for the calls, so that you guys feel really nurtured and supported over the 7 weeks. So 10 calls in total. And this is us continuing as our second time together, because in October we ran a program called The Mystical Psychic, and we worked a lot with opening up and activating your intuitive gifts. So this is also a chance for you to keep moving and expanding and understanding yourself more. What is your soul language? What is those intuitive gifts, and how are you receiving and working as you are working through planes and realms and channeling, getting those messages, and how do they come through for you? So we're excited, and it's a great way to just kick off the year. And we love being in containers with other people. So we love that you have joined us. Thank you guys so much for this. We would love to hear any messages that come through. Take this, spend time with this, allow yourself to have a sacred practice with intention. There's routines and things we do every day, but when we stop and say, I'm going to take the next 5 to 20 minutes, whatever it is, and I'm just going to sit and be and feel frequencies, feel whatever. I'm going to listen. I'm going to open up. I'm going to be with my soul star. I'm just going to sit with my pen and paper, whatever it looks like. I'm going to go sit outside with a tree for 15 minutes. I'm going to go barefoot outside and touch the land and feel. I'm going to smell the essence of the food I work with and that I take in. Make things sacred by the intention and the focus and the presencing within yourself in that moment. Okay. Yeah. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful morning. And you can catch Athena and I. We're always bumping around, doing various things within our communities, on our pages. So we hope to see you guys over this next coming month and hear how you guys are doing. So thanks so much. Thank you, Athena.
Yes, thank you guys so much for being here and being in this space with us. And Katie, I see you have a question here. That's definitely something that we can discuss. I'll send you a message, okay? Okay. All right. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all have a great day. And yes, let us know if you have questions or if you want to join us for this upcoming workshop.
Beautiful. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.